Hi, hello everyone. I welcome you once again. I welcome you once again. And today I want to talk about tradition. I want to talk about tradition. Okay, let me just say I want to talk about pattern. Pattern which is related to tradition. Pattern that is related to tradition. I was led by the Spirit of God to talk about it. Most of us we are believing in a life of pattern. When I mean pattern, a life that the ancient people have lived, the life that your forefathers have lived, and the life that your parents have lived, and now it has come to you, and you are still living that same lifestyle. You are still living that same pattern, you know, from generation to generation. The same way that your forefather lived is the same way that your parents live. Now it has come to you, and it's the same way that you want to live. But I want to tell you today that when you are living a life of pattern, when you are living a life of tradition, for example, if your forefathers serve gods, maybe they have the gods that they serve, and now e now transfer to your own parents, and your parents need to serve that same gods, and now from your parents it's now transferring to you, and they are telling you to serve that same god, that same gods. So when you are doing so, when you are doing such thing, the way, the lifestyle of your forefathers, the lifestyle of your parents, that is the way your life will also be. For example, if in your family, if you people always have this kind of strange sickness, maybe when you get to age 50, you know, you people will have one kind strange sickness that there will not be cure. And that sickness is what affected your forefathers. That same sickness affected your father. And that sickness now is not affecting you. All those things is is now under all those tradition and pattern, because what happened to your forefathers will happen to your father, and it will not happen to you. So but today I want to tell you that all those pattern is what, if you must be free from your generational curses, if you must be free from your affliction, you have to break out from that pattern. You have to be ready to break out from that tradition, so that what happened to your forefathers, that happened to your father, it will not happen to you. You have to be ready to, break out yourself from that tradition. You have to be ready to break out yourself from that pattern. So how can you break out from those patterns? It's by surrendering yourself completely to God. You understand? Sometimes, it's not everything that your parents tell you that you will do. You understand? Because is the level of their knowledge that they have. That is what they will transfer to you. You understand? So sometimes you need to challenge. When for example, it's good for us to respect our parents. Yeah. Even the law say respect your parents so that your days will be long. But there are some things that your parents might tell you to do, or they will ask you to do, and you know in yourself, in your heart, that those things is not right. It's not what the Lord asks us to do. It's not in the word of God. It's not what the Lord have asked us to do. Then you don't have to do it because you want to respect your parents. You don't have to do it because like it's a tradition. It's something that has been happening, has been taking place in the family. So you have to do according to the family. You have to do according to what has been going on. You understand? That is a pattern. You have to be ready to break out from those patterns. So that is why you see most of our parents, the level of life that they don't grow, they don't expand, they are just the way they are. Nothing is changing. You understand? Because they have gotten that that mentality that they cannot grow more than the way they are. They have gotten that mentality that they cannot grow more than their parents. Or maybe, for example, in your family, there is no millionaire, there is no billionaires. So they have gotten that mindset that that is the way the family is. That is the way the family is. You know, that is the way your forefather is. Your forefathers, they were not able to break out from that pattern. They are not wealthy, they are not millionaire, they are not billionaires. Then it's now transferred to your fathers, and the same thing, they are not wealthy, they are not billionaires. And now you as a child of God, and you want to break out. You understand? So you'll be ready to break out some certain things. The things that has been going on from generation to generation. You have to break out from it. You have to break out from that pattern. You'll be ready to break out from it. You understand? So if that is why there are some parents that they are so comfortable with the low life that they are living. They are so comfortable with the way their life is. But for example, if you are God created you different from your family, God created you, okay, God said, okay, this is my choosing, this my child will be the one to break the generational curses. You'll be the one to break that pattern, that tradition that has been there for decades, that tradition that has been there for years. And the Lord said, this my child will break that pattern, and he will be the one to liberate other people from the family, from the bloodline. He will be the one to bring them out from those traditions and from those patterns. And you start trying to go deeper to the problem, where your roots, where the problem is coming from your roots. You start going deeper to get more knowledge about what happened to your mother, or what happened to your forefathers, or what happened to your grandfather, what happened to your grandmother, you know and you tell yourself that what happened to them will not happen to me. I break out from that tradition. I break out from that gods that they have been serving. I break out from that limitation that has been there in the family. I break out from that setback that has been there in the family. I break out from that thing that they say that, this family can never move forward. I break out from it. So you will start breaking out from it. How can you break out from it? It's by connecting to God, going more closer to God, repenting, giving your life completely to Christ. And the Lord will bring you out from those patterns. And the Lord will start bringing you out from those traditions that has been there for decades. That has been there and did not make other people in your family to move forward. That has been there, that has been a rope that have tied everyone in the family. When it comes to you say no to it. That what has happened to your mother, or what has happened to your grandmother,